Okay, what to begin with? Who are you? Yeah, this question I asked myself beginning from the 16 years old, I think, and still couldn't say that I find some final answer on this. At least I know, like, who am I in the eyes of like my parents, in the eyes of my wife, in the eyes of my friends. I have like an illustration of who I am, but for myself, someday I will find this answer. What are your values? Maybe just my values, they came from something inside. When I was about like 20 years old, I start going on the really nice psychological group where people interact, playing some psychological games and try to understand themselves, trying to understand the what is valuable for them, how to be with the like things you want to have, you want to realize in this world, and etc. What I get from it is I get rid of any values, any things that are valuable for the like ordinary society. I just like wipe them and start like one by one getting like my own things. And my own things, in some cases they was the same, in some cases they differ from the ones that society has. And for now, for myself, like some basic things to have is sincerity, like to myself and to other people, like trying to feel what I really feel inside, and show my reaction with respect to other people, and thinking about other people like totally unique creatures that has their own values, their own feelings, and it's okay that it differs from mine. I doesn't mind. Each could has its own way of life, way of thinking, and etc. And for me, valuable is like to accept this diversity, to express my love to the world in the ordinary things, like because many people say that, oh, I love the universe, I love the world, I love the God anywhere, but in ordinary situation they fucked up in the interaction with the people, when they shout on the people who stands on the leg or something like that, and etc. And for me, love is something that you live with each day normally, and this is the thing I want to achieve in my life, to not to forget about this. What actions in your life will have the longest consequences? You know, each decision in our life has a consequence, longer or shorter. The longest consequence for now was decisions about where to live, because it changed like many things in our lives, where we put our energy, where we put our time, money, and etc. So when we decide to move from the city to have our own house, it changed and make like a long consequence for dozens of years in general. Also, the consequence gives the attachment to something, to some living creature. It could be a man, it could be an animal. For like we have 4 cats and 1 dog and 2 horses for now. And like, okay, with the cats, it's more or less okay. You could live with them even in like in a flat or somewhere else, and you could ask your friends to get them while you're traveling or something like this, or to feed them, and it won't be like a really big deal. With the dog, it's little more complex, but it's still okay. You could find a quite easy solution with that. With the horses, it's not the thing you could just say, oh, okay, just I will leave them, they will leave somehow. No, they won't. Horses are really like beautiful and nice creatures, and the creatures that has the most in the just for the whole animal world, I think is the creatures that have the most opportunities and abilities to kill themselves by themselves. It's just like this, and you need to look over them to understand that there will be no like problems and etc. And you couldn't leave horses for an untrained person, or you should go with them, just transport them to the place where you could pay like quite about a big amount of money to take care of them. So it's a question, and of course it still changes the lifestyle in the consequence, because horse is a creature that live for 25, 35 years, depends on. So when you take a horse, if you're like a responsible person, if you're looking at a horse like a part of your family, it will influence on your next life, because it will live with you for dozens of years. And you couldn't like just in ordinary village when they don't need a horse, they just do a sausage from it. Yeah, and in our case it doesn't work like this. Like the variant that it could be maybe in some occasions is to find like a new hands for our beloved horses, but this is really hard, because we have one of the best like places for horse to live. We have a stable with an open levada, with the open with the shelters, with the like 4-5 hectares of open space to work and pasture and etc. And we understand that better than we, it's not too many people that could care about them. So this decision influences also on your life. If you could teach everyone in the world one concept, what would it be? I will say unity, because it was my experience about 12 years ago. When I feel by myself this unity with the universe, not as a like some mind idea, but as a feeling inside of me when I put this through me, and it was really great experience that never compared with something. And this one I would propose for everyone to have at least once in their life. It won't be so intensive after, because we're just bothered with many things during our life, but it will be as a background in your life, and it is the root of everything. I mean, the root of love, the root of respect, the root of many other good things that you could name. For me, the root is this unity, because you couldn't like treat bad somebody or something if you understand that you are the part of it. Like, for my view, it was like these strings going over the world from like eternity to eternity, and when the strings crossed, it's knuckles, how it's named, when the strings crossed, and at this crossing of the streets create a creature or a stone or rock or anything, living, unliving, doesn't matter. And But the string isn't end at this point. It continues and creates something else. And if you feel this inside, you couldn't live like you lived before, because you understand that, yeah, it's the part, we are the part of everybody else. So something like this. Which is worse, failing or never trying? It depends on the result. If the result doesn't influence too much on your health, for example, so failing is better. But yeah, if you lose your health or your somebody you love or etc., it depends on what you could lose with this trying. So yeah. How much money do you hope to make in life? I don't measure my life in money. It's not the one I think about. I think about how many things I will manage to do in my life, how many people met, how many good remembers left. This one is a value for me. Hey, what's the meaning of life? Meaning is like to fulfill each moment of my life, because nobody knows what will be after, and what we definitely know is this time. And if we will just pass this time on something that has no value for us, so it's not the best variant, I think. What should be the goal of humanity? Just to be a human. Just to be a human, like to realize what is humanity. Not only with the biological thing, but with the thing like, the best example for me is Doctor Who. This is what I want for humanity, to be like human in any place of the universe, in any situation, to stay human.